Hello students, once again I welcome you all in this new video where we are going to discuss the last topic in the chapter life processes, and that is what excretion process in human beings. In the previous video we have completed the transportation in plants, and I have also introduced there the revised and reduced syllabus released by CBSE for this current session. So let's start today's topic, that is what excretion process. So children, as you are aware that all the living beings are performing some metabolic activities, and due to this metabolic activities some products are going to synthesize in their body which are not useful. Instead they can harm the living body if they are going to present there. So all the living beings remove these substances from their body, and the process of removal of waste is known as what? Excretion. So what do we mean by excretion? Many of you are having a previous knowledge that excretion is what? Removal of waste from body. So when we consider about unicellular organisms, you are aware about amoeba, paramecium, like protozoans. They are going to release their waste products by simple diffusion process. Means in unicellular organisms, the removal of waste will happen with the help of a process that is known as diffusion. But when we consider about the multicellular organisms and in higher complex organisms like in birds and mammals, like in humans also, we are having a well developed excretory system which is made up of multiple organs. So all these organs are going to create a system in multicellular and in complex organism. This is what a system that is known as excretory system. So we will discuss about the human excretory system because we humans are also complex organisms. So excretory system in human being is also known as urinary system. From your previous knowledge, you are having a knowledge that in our body, skin also works as an excretory organ. As you are having the idea, we are going to release sweat, and this sweat contains some salts along with water which are not necessary at that time in our body, so it is released from the body. And lungs are also working what? As an excretory organ, because they are going to expel carbon dioxide gas which is a byproduct during the metabolic activity. So they are also performing the function of excretion. But when we consider about the main excretory system, that is known as what? Urinary system, and the main nitrogenous waste in our body, nitrogenous waste, that is what? Urea. And this urea is released in a liquid form, that is known as what? Urine. So this system is known as what? Urinary system. So the urinary system consists of one pair of kidneys. So all the human beings, they possess two kidneys in their abdominal cavity below the thoracic region, they are having what? The two kidneys that are being shaped, and these kidneys are present in the abdominal region, not in the cavity, abdominal region. And these kidneys are not present from the front side, they are located from the back side, both the kidneys. And when we consider about the right side of the kidney, so right kidney is what? Slightly downside because of the presence of liver there. So right kidney will be slightly downside in comparison to the left kidney. So from these two kidneys, the urine is passed in a tubular pipe that is known as what? Ureter. So one pair of kidneys and ureters. Now next one is what? Muscular organ where urine is stored before it is going to release out, that is known as what? Urinary bladder. And finally an opening through which that urine is going to pass out from the body, that is known as what? Urethra. So when we consider about excretory system in human beings, it is also known as urinary system. Why? Because we are going to release the principal nitrogenous waste, that is what? Urea, and this urea is going to release in the form of urine. The system consists of one pair of kidneys, ureters, urinary bladder and urethra. So when we are going to see the structure of kidneys, as two kidneys are present in our body and they are what? Of bean shaped. So from each of the kidney, one tube will come down, and this tube is known as what? Ureter. And finally these ureters are going to so it is what? Kidney, ureter, urinary bladder, and this opening is what? Urethra. So kidneys are going to perform the function of filtration of blood, and actually these kidneys are having a unit that is known as what? Unit of kidney. Unit of kidney is what? Nephron, where the filtration of the blood is going to happen. So nephrons are also known as what? Units of kidney, and millions of nephrons are present in one kidney only. Means both of the kidneys are having what? Millions of nephrons. So blood is going to come in the kidneys, and from kidney when the wastes are going to absorb, so they are passed through tube like structures that are known as ureters, and from ureters this urine that is having nitrogenous waste urea that is passed in the urinary bladder, and when this bladder is filled completely, then from the urethra the urine is passed out. So this is what small information about what is urinary system. We will discuss the enlarged structure of kidney and what are the structures of nephron. So basically in a urinary system of human beings, kidneys perform the function of filtration of blood. Kidneys, they perform function of filtration of wastes from blood, and since the blood vessels which are going to provide the blood in both of the kidney, that is what? Artery. Here you can see the red one, that is artery, because these are the blood vessels which are coming from the heart and providing the oxygenated blood to each and every part of the body. So this artery, since it is going to provide the blood into the kidneys, it is known as renal artery, and this is what main blood vessel that is running in the abdominal region, that is what aorta. In the same way, these blood vessels which are going to take the purified blood, means from where the wastes are removed, that blood is now going to the blood vessel, that is what vein. So this will be what renal vein, and this will be what, as you have seen there, vena cava. So as you have read there in the circulatory system that inferior vena cava is going to bring the blood towards the heart. So these kidneys are situated where? Downside the heart. So this inferior vena cava is going to take the purified blood. Purified blood means the blood which are not having the nitrogenous waste, that is what urea and uric acid like this. So renal artery is bringing the blood into the kidneys for filtration of the nitrogenous waste, and when these wastes are removed from the blood, so that blood is going to move in the renal vein and through the vena cava, that is supplied to the heart, and from heart it is going to lungs for purification and then transported to each and every part of the body. It means the filtration of waste material is done in the kidney, and where especially in the units, that is nephron. Now we will see the enlarged structure of kidneys means. So basically the kidneys are having three main regions. The outer one, that is known as the cortex region, the middle region, that is the medulla, and the inner one, that is pelvis, and each of the kidneys are protected by the fibrous tissues, which is known as what? Capsule. So capsule is what? A protecting covering of fibrous tissues around the kidney, which is providing help in the protection. So this is what the covering around the kidneys to protect them. The middle region is what? Medulla region, and it is basically triangular in shape and pyramidal structure. So basically they are making the middle part of the kidney, that is the medulla region, and outer one is known as cortex region. These pyramids may be in 6, 7, 8, 9 or 10 in numbers. And this cortex region is having what? The units of the kidneys that are known as nephron. So few of the parts of the nephrons are present in this cortex region, and this is what? Medulla region. Medulla. This is cortex, and the inner one is known as what? Pelvis. So basically three regions are there in the kidneys, and these structures are again joined together so that the filtrate, the waste material, can be carried in the main tube and they can pour them so these are together joined So now you can see here three basic region. Outer one is cortex, middle one is medulla, and the medulla are having tubules which are going to collect the urine from the cortex region and the medulla region, and finally these tubules are going to pour their filtrate into this region, that is what, pelvis region, and finally the filtrate is going to come here from each of the tubules, and then it is sent by the ureter, and now this will be sent to what, the urinary bladder, to flush it out. So this one is cortex region having nephron, and this one is medulla region. They are arranged in a sequence. They are of pyramid shape, triangular shape. The base is what, broad, and the apex is what, narrow. They are having tubules which are going to collect the urine or the waste filtrate, and finally they are going to pour it into a region that is known as pelvis, and from here the urine is going to collect into the ureter, and from ureter that is going to provide in the urinary bladder, and finally from the urethra the urine can be removed out from the body. So now we will see the structure of nephron, where few of the part will be present here in the cortex region and a few of the part of the nephron will present in the medulla region, and that's why the filtration of blood, means the waste materials, occurs in cortex and medulla, both of the region. So now we will see the structure of nephrons. So now we will see the structure of nephrons, and when we talk about the nephrons, they are millions are in number in the kidneys, and these are the units where filtration of waste material is going to conduct in each of the kidney. So you can see here the cup shape structure or the capsule shape, that is known as what? That is known as Bowman's capsule. Bowman's capsule, and this capsule is going to further join and open into a very coiled tubule, that is known as what? This one is the inferior, means the interior part, so it is known as what? Proximal convoluted, means because they are very highly coiled structure. Tubule, or we can also call it what? PCT, proximal convoluted tubule. This is what? The distal part, the exterior part. So this is known as what? Distal convoluted tubule, or we can also call it DCT. This is what? The U-shaped structure of this tubule, that is known as what? Loop of Henle. Loop of Henle. So, and you know, this is the renal artery which is going to bring the blood in these nephron. So during the passage of blood through this Bowman's capsule, this highly coiled structure of blood vessel, that is known as what? Glomerulus. So when the blood is going to pass through this Bowman's capsule from the glomerulus, the substances will be absorbed here, filtered out here, and they will be passed through this proximal convoluted tubule, and these tubules are highly coiled with capillaries. So again the useful substances will be reabsorbed here, and only the waste substances will reach here in the distal convoluted tubule, which is further going to open in the main collecting duct. This is the main collecting duct, which is going to bring the waste, filtered waste from all the distal convoluted tubules which are connected to this main tube, and finally this is going to open in the medulla part of the kidney, and from there that is going to send in the pelvis region where it is collected, and finally the urine will be removed out from the body. So this is what glomerulus and Bowman's capsule. Together they are known as what? Malpighian tubules. So when through the renal artery the blood is going to pass, it is going to transfer or filter the substances in the Bowman's capsule. These substances will move in the proximal distal, proximal convoluted tubule, and these tubules are very coiled with the again capillaries. So the useful substances will be reabsorbed again in the blood, and only the waste substances, that is what urea or uric acid, will be transferred here. Finally the water will be also absorbed here, and they will be transported through the renal vein again to the body. Means the useful substances, they will not be released out from the body. So this is what the phenomenon, the structure of nephron, and the process of filtration of blood through the kidneys with the help of kidney. So that was all from the today's topic, and we will solve a few questions also in the next video, which are very frequently coming in the last few years. So we will see the next things in the next video. Till then, take care of yourself, be safe, and keep studying.